and welcome back to another HI3 video. So today I have decided what I'm going to do is, as I had kind of left off in my last video, I do want to show you how to build. So last night rather, I went and I got a parcel that I haven't built anything on except for I did put a light on it and some fence to help me find it easier. But anyways, here's what you're going to do once you get your property. And hopefully I have enough wood and stuff. So what you want to do first is go into your inventory and check your building supplies. Ugh, I only have 28 wood. I thought I collected wood last night. So this isn't going to work. I have to go collect wood first. So I was going to go and cut the trees down and then come back. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to show you a couple things. In the game, there are these things called epics. And this is one of them over here. It's like buildings or items that don't look like they fit into where you find them. And if you can watch it, you can see, you can see the sparkles coming up right there. It seems to stop after it does a little, but when I move, you can see it again. These are found. Like right now, if I click on this, it's going to tell me that this epic was discovered by Sovereign Virginia. She was the first to discover it, and on the 24th of November 2020. Okay, and this tells you a little bit about the thing. Now, when you get these epics, you will get what's called a medallion. And let me see, is it usable? I don't know if no, it's not considered usable. Okay, let me look in here and see if it's in here. Medallions. Nope, they're not in here either. Unless I'm thinking of not looking for the, maybe it's called an epic medallion? I don't know. Yeah, epic medallion. See, it looks like a penny. And that's what you get each time you find one. Now, I have one in there because I had found an epic last night. So these are things that you want to keep an eye out for. You get the epic, the medallions. They really don't do much for you. You could sell them, but if you're in a club, they do a lot to help your club. So that's something you would want to invest in your club if you have one, if you're in one. Now, the trees. This is the area I like to go in for trees, because these trees, when you chop one of these down, it costs you 87 energy, but you could get 11 wood. You could get, you get different amounts of wood from these. I got 12 from that one, 8 from that one. Sometimes they're a little bit, but sometimes they're more. But it's just only 87 energy to do these. Where some of the places you go, like if I chop wood over in the jungle area with the trees we have, you might get more wood per hit, but it's also taken almost 400 essence to do it. When really, if you only do a couple of these, you can get after two or three hits on these trees, and you'll have the same amount of wood. So, if you want to save your energy, chop trees elsewhere. I'm not just saying that to protect where my club is. I'm saying that because it's really a waste of energy to use those trees. You're gonna not be able to do a lot of other things if you're using that kind of energy to chop trees. Also, if you're chopping trees, do the different areas a favor. Don't chop, areas down flat. It looks terrible. Okay, prune the area. I run around and I take trees from here, trees from there. I'll take one and skip a few, and take one and skip a few. That's why you don't see a lot of clusters of tree trunks here, because I don't clear areas. I run around and I pull trees from different parts of the forest, so that it's not looking barren and horrible. Oh, now I've used up all my energy already. Wow. Alright, so how much wood did I make out of that? Do I have enough to build? Okay, so I actually was almost full, because I can hold, it's either 700 or 800, because I have 3 storage bins. When you first come on the game, you will only be able to hold, I believe it's 300 stone and 500 wood. And then if you build storage bins on your property, then you will be able to build, you will be able to hold more. You get 100 more per storage bin that you create. All right, so now that we've got the trees that I need to show you how to build things on your property, I'm going to just quick travel to my ranch, and that takes from this green travel bar. But your ranch, you can go right to your ranch house, or you can go to one of your other properties. The recreation area is the one I made last night, so we're going to quick travel there. Okay, so here we are back at the property. Now here's what I wanted to show you is how to go about things. When you first get somewhere, now this is not going to let me build a house because I've already got a house. This is not I don't know if it's even going to let me do a ranch house. I doubt it. Yeah, my house is already built. There are two styles of things though. There's the Gilligan style of things. Like let me show you what a Gilligan barn looks like. Okay, this is the Gilligan barn. I'm not going to place it, but it's small. And if I turn it, you can see that's what the front looks like. Okay, that's just a small Gilligan barn. Alright, now I can hit escape and I'm not actually going to put it down. Now if you want to do a nicer looking barn, you can go with the classic. There's 3 different styles. Okay, this is the classic. This is what you typically would see like at a ranch or at a farm or something, is this classic barn. And these are nice, but these also cost a lot of wood. See, let me show you what the differences are. Build. Now, if I do the Gilligan barn, it's going to tell you it's going to take 170 wood, 25 stone, and 63 gold dust. Okay? That's for the cheapest one that you can build. And you can always upgrade them, but I think it costs almost as much to upgrade it as it costs to build another one, and it only adds 2 horses instead of getting 3 if you build a new one. So keeping that in mind. Now the classic, now that was 170 wood. This is 250 wood and 130 stone to build the classic barn. Okay, and there's one other barn, which is the one I really kind of like. It's called a shed row. When you go into down here, see shed row, horse barn supports 3 additional horses. There's an outer corner and an inner corner, but the one I use is the normal. Okay, this is 250 wood and 130 stone, but I like this one better than the big barn. It's pretty. It's got a porch. Let me see if I can get this thing to rotate for you. But the problem with it is it's a pain in the neck to get it to rotate. You got to kind of really play around with it. It does not like to cooperate. Sometimes if you back away from it, it'll turn. But it's got a little porch on the front of it. Let me go around and up. See, it turned. Okay. And that's probably as far as I'll get it. Turning these things is really hard. And you got to really be persistent working with them. But that's what the front of the shed row looks like. And I really like those. I think they're pretty, but sometimes the fight isn't worth it because it like gets determined that it's only going to go in a certain way, and that's all you're going to get. So if you're going to do the barns, if you're facing in either the direction it comes down in or one turn to the side, you're probably not going to have too much trouble with it. But if you want to turn it the other way around, that's where you might have a problem. So keeping that in mind, this does cost and it might give you trouble. So unfortunately, yeah, because that's my favorite barn, but fighting with it sometimes just gets really, really frustrating. Okay, so those are the barns. Now, when it comes time to build your crafting, now this is after you have your house. Now you want to build some barns. Most people start with the Gilligan, and then later on, as they build up more resources, then they'll go in and they'll either take it down, because you do get most of your wood back when you take a building down. You get some of it back, not all of it. I think the ones that you spend 250 wood on, you get back like 187, something like that. So you do lose some wood, but you come out with a nice looking barn when you change it out. But starting out, the good looking barns are fine until you build up. So now I'm going to show you the different other things that you need when you get your ranch. Now, once you build your house and you put maybe a couple of inexpensive barns up, you can go in, you can get your hay set up. So you're going to do a hay field first, because this is going to take time to grow. So you want to do the hay fields first. Okay, it's only 10 wood and it's 100 gold dust. And this is what they're going to look like. It's a little pitchfork. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to want to put it somewhere. Make sure it's not blocked. See where it says positioning? And once you position it, you can turn it any way you want it to go. Okay, and then you click it again and it's going to stay there. I don't need any, so I'm not going to plant that. But those are your hay things. You want to plant anywhere between 5 and 10 of them. They do take a couple days to grow, and then you're gonna feed more than once a day sometimes. If you're on a lot and doing a lot, your horses are gonna get hungry, so you're gonna need to feed them. The other thing you're gonna need to build is a water source. They have a few different water sources. Okay, you can do a well. Where's the well? Okay, you could do a well. Now this is easy watering of horses. It's only 50 wood and 75 stone, and it looks like this. But you have to fill your buckets and water your horses per bucket. So that's not the greatest way of having to do it. Okay, it's nice to have as, like, if you have like here, if I was to plant stuff here and I was going to need water for something, then I would put a well here. But I don't need that, so we're not going to bother with that. So the next source of water is that you can get a water trough. Now this is something I have at my ranch, just in case somebody's out doing stuff and their horse is thirsty. It gives them a way to water their horse. It's only 50 wood, and it looks like this, and you can turn that around too, very easily. Turn it. Okay, and it, as far as I know, it stays full. I don't think you have to replenish it. Mine, I've never had to add wine. So people come up, they need to water their horses. There you go. And then the last source, which is what most of us use, is you have a water tower. This takes 400 wood. This is what I'm talking about. This takes wood. You've got to have either friends who have extra that are willing to help you, or you've got to find resources and save them in your travel thing and go and collect it. Okay, so for the wood you need 400, and for the stone 200, and then 300 gold dust. And this is what this looks like. Okay, and this is another thing. It's very easy to turn if you want to turn it. Very simple, it responds very well. And what you do with this is when you're ready to water your horses, you're just going to click on that one time. It's going to allow you to water. It'll say use. You click use, and all your horses get watered. Now, once you've got your hay field set up and you're growing the hay, now you're going to need somewhere to store that hay when it's ready. So then you're going to consider building a hay shed. And that's what this looks like. 400 wood again, 200 stone. That's why you want to build your hay fields first. Then worry about the wood, because the hay field's going to take time. Okay, then worry about the shed. While that stuff's growing, you can worry about the shed after you build your water thing. Okay? So when you build your hay shed, this can sometimes be a pain in the neck to turn. So you're going to put that down. Now one side is open, and so you can't see that on here, which side it is. So what I find works the best is if you're moving around near it, it tends to shift a little easier. Because when you get a certain distance, it'll turn. Watch the peak of the roof. Okay, now, see how there's like a little box mark under the roof now? I believe this is now facing me. I'm not going to click it because I don't need a hay shed here, but if you look at the right below the peak, there's a line going across, and I believe that is the opening for the hay right there. See that? So I think that's got the opening facing my way. Then if I go up, that should turn. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not the room. I don't know. And I don't want to set it down. But once you do have a building and you have it in place and you want to move it, you can, like with the light here. Okay, let me show you. The fences you can't turn. Okay, you either have to delete them or leave them. Now this here, now if what you want to do is, like, say I don't like the way this is turned. I want the light to face the other way. I can click about. It lets you delete it or rotate it. I'm going to click rotate and see how I can turn the light. Now the light's facing that way. Okay, so the about will let you either delete it or turn it. So you've got the basic buildings down. Okay, we got the shed, the water tower, the hay fields. The next thing you're going to want to do is probably your vegetables, because that comes in handy, the garden things. You can start growing crops, and it gives you what you need to, like, make treats for your horses, and make, you could sell to other people. If you grow a bunch of them, you could sell seeds. So the next thing you would want to do is to build your garden. So you're going to go into garden and you're going to click normal, 25 wood, build, and you get this cute little box. And then you can click on the box. I'll show you when I go to my ranch. What you do is, once you get it in there, you're going to click on it, and it's going to let you automatically plant seeds. If you don't have any seeds, you would go to a club that has I think it's the import that you get seeds from, until you can, get your own. The way of getting your own seeds, so that you don't have to buy the seeds, is that you either have a friend that gives you some seeds to get you started, or you can buy the seeds, plant your crop. You don't pick them the first day they're ready. If you plant them one day, the next day they're ready. If you wait 2 days or 3 days, you're going to actually take seeds out of there, not crops. Okay? That's how you build up your seed supply. And you do want to build that up. You don't want to grow crops and then feed them to your horses and not grow more, because then you won't have any seeds. So you want to make sure that you're maybe alternating. The first day, plant everything and let it go to seed. The next time you plant that, and then harvest it the next day when you get the food. Then do it again. Plant it, wait 2 days, seeds, plant it, collect it, fruit. Okay? And that's the best way of probably doing that. Now you've got your farm going, you've got your hay and your water and your house. So now you're ready to say, okay, I want to start building stuff. I want to start crafting. So then you're going to go into there and you're going to build. The one that you would want to get first would be the textiles. This makes fabrics so that you can make shirts, jeans, things like that. So you would put that down first. That's 250 wood and 130 stone. I got to press K to keep yourself from falling asleep. So to keep it at 250 energy. See, so my energy is going to go back up. Okay, so back to the workshop. 250 wood, 130 stone. Would you like to construct? Build. Now this is another one. It's very easy to turn. See, it just turns right around. And that's the cute shop that's going to use your fabrics. Pretty cool, huh? That's the one I would do first. Then the one I would do next would be the workshop itself. A workshop for making complicated stuff. You're going to build that. They only give you classic as the option. Again, 250 wood, 130 stone. You're going to find yourself being very busy collecting wood and stone. So, and some people will share with you a location. Just try not to strip it down, and always be on the hunt to get your own location, so that if somebody does help you, you're not taking their supply. Okay, so here we would put this again, rotate this one. There's the little workshop. Cute little shop, looks like a little house. And then the last crafting thing you would make would be the furnace. Now to use the furnace, you need, okay, so the furnace doesn't cost much wood, but it's a lot of stone. 200 stone, 50 wood. The last thing, the reason you would want to do this last is you want to have time to go and learn the areas, because to use the furnace, you need coal. Okay, so you're going to need time to build up coal, because every time you start a fire in here, it's going to take 1 coal to fire this up. So build that one last. That's where you're going to make stuff that you probably aren't going to need all that often. I don't really use mine that much. So that's one that can wait until last. There's no panic to get that. Work your way up slowly, build up your horses, build your barns, because wilds are all over the place, and as you catch them, you're going to need somewhere to put them, because it's only going to let you hold 3 horses until you start building barns. Now these are rubber tree taps that I made in my crafting, so I'm going to gather these while I'm here. And rubber is used for making boots, probably for like the sole of the boots. So that's something that sells really fast in my shop. So I want to make sure I have enough rubber. That's mine. I think I only have 3 here, I believe. Because I think this one here is too far away. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this was mine too. Okay, 4. Gather. Okay, so I have 4 rubber trees. This one over there, that one over there is too close to that property, so I can't do that. Alright, now, I was just thinking of something I was going to tell you. Oh, the fences. Alright, something I've learned about the fences. Now, this lot here, I don't want to put a lot of fencing on, because this is actually going to be a recreation area. I'm going to put a little petting zoo thing here, and water troughs for the horses. I have my cannon over here. This is so cool. You guys want to see this? This is such a blast. And this is here for anybody. All you have to do is have black powder, and anybody can do this. That's why I put it here. It's available for use by anybody. This is part of my recreation area. So let me show you what this does. This is so funny. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to put myself in the cannon. Okay, and I have gunpowder, so we're going to blow me up in the air. Look at this! Ah! Now I look like I'm going to land in the trees, but I don't. I land in the water. Pretty funny, huh? Then if you swim over this way, it's easier to get out because the side's a little bit more sloped than the other side. You look at the 2 mango trees right there, and that's where you want to go. Isn't that fun? So yeah, that's on my island. This is Tropical Paradise Village. So if you're on the game, feel free to come over. If you do the pony cart ride, it'll take you right by here. It's called A Little Horsing Around. It's one of the competition things that we have set up at the club. If you hear noise in the background, it's just my washing machine. That thing is loud, and there's no door there, so I can't muffle it. But that's it for the building. Oh, the fences. I wanted to show you the fences. One thing I've learned now, when I first started building, playing playing Horse Isle, I thought that each section of fence like this is a section. Okay, so I thought each section of fence was 20 wood, because when you go to build a fence, that's what it says. Alright, let's do build and fence. Okay, so if I'm going to do a fence, it says 20 wood and 5 gold dust. So now I thought that meant each section of wood was going to be 20 wood, but it's not. You want to figure out where exactly you want your fence to go, because no matter how long the fence is, it's only going to cost you 20 wood to do it. Like if I wanted to build a fence down here, alright, I would click on ranch and do the build fence, and it will give me a line showing me my property line. See? So what you do first, especially like in a case like this where I have all this stupid jute out here. By the way, if you build on this in a jungle area, keep in mind you cannot get rid of the jute. You can chop it, but it grows right back. So, and if you want to put your ranch where there's bamboo, you can't chop bamboo. So don't put it there, you can't remove it. So before you put your property anywhere, I would check the area and make sure that you're able to cut things down and dig up the roots. I can even dig up the roots on the jute and it still comes back. So good to know. But anyways, what you want to do before you lay your fence down, okay, you want to go along the yellow line and make sure that you have nothing in the way so that it's going to stop you. Like I would take these down and dig up the roots. Okay, you don't want anything in the way of the line. Same with this up here. You would want to take these down and cut up the roots. The rocks you can't do anything about. All you can do is end your fence as far into the rock as possible. These here, well, yeah, out of bounds. Oh no, it says out of bounds. Okay, so this here it would let me put on these bump things. Dunes, whatever those are, it would let me put it there, so that would be fine. So yeah, anywhere you want to put it, make sure ahead of time that your line is clear and there's nothing in your way, because if you have to stop that fence and restart it, not only is it going to cost you more for the wood, it's going to use another permit. When you first start, you are given X amount of permits for building and X amount of permits for decorations. Fences and gates are decorations. Okay, and as you use each permit, it costs more for the next permit. So you want to really plan out what you're doing to use as few permits as possible. Like I'll be taking that single piece of fence down. I put that there to mark when I was trying to figure out where I was going to go, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do the thing with the cannon. So I left that open. So now what I'll be doing is I'll be taking both of these down. I may lose a couple pieces of wood, no big deal, but then I can put a fence all the way across if I want to. And it'll only cost me the 120 wood and 1 permit. So it's better to do it that way. Don't do your fencing in little sections, because it's gonna take money and wood a lot more. Okay, so I hope I've helped you with the building process and helped you get that all organized. And next video, we'll go into another topic. If you have any questions about any of this, please post it in the comments. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you next video. Bye!